It starts with this guy, Travis, and he's checking into a hotel room. There's this couple, Victor and Anka, just finishing packing up to leave. And Travis is all friendly, like, hey, have some wine before you go. So the girl, Anka, goes to take a bath, and a little later, Victor goes to check on her, and then he just starts screaming his head off for Travis. Travis pretends to be all shocked, right? He goes in, and Anka's just passed out on the floor. Victor is freaking out, telling him to call an ambulance, but then, bam, he collapses too. Then these sketchy guys show up and drag them both away. And get this, the big twist is that Travis totally drugged their wine. He's not some random dude. He works for this messed up place called the Elite Hunting Club. So the next thing you know, Victor wakes up locked in this creepy cell. He has no idea what's going on. Then two guards just walk in, grab Anka, and drag her away right in front of him, and he can't do a thing about it. It's horrible. Okay, so then the movie totally shifts gears. We meet this guy, Scott, and he's about to get married to his fiancée, Amy. So his best friend, Carter, is like, dude, bachelor party in Vegas. So they go and meet up with their other two buddies. They hit a nightclub and immediately meet these two girls, Kendra and Nikki. And the girls are like, hey, forget this club. We know a way cooler secret party way out of town. So, of course, the four guys hop in a cab and go with them. They get there, and it's the super creepy, abandoned building. No one's around. Scott gets a call from Amy, his fiancée, so he steps away to talk. The others just go on ahead. When he hangs up, he can't find anyone. He's calling their names, and then, bam! Someone grabs him from behind, shoves him in a wheelchair, puts a hood over his head, and starts pouring some nasty stuff down his throat through a tube. He's totally freaking out. But then, surprise! It's just his friends. It was all a messed up prank for his bachelor party, so they all start partying for real. Then Kendra, one of the girls, leads Scott away from the group, and their other friend, Justin, is kind of watching them from a distance, seeing what's up. Okay, so Justin's all alone now. Nikki goes off with Mike, but first, she slips Justin her card. Meanwhile, Kendra is all over Scott, trying to get with him. But Scott's like, nope, not gonna happen. He already got caught cheating on Amy once, so he's trying to be good. Then Mike and Nikki show up, and it gets awkward, so Scott and Kendra just leave him alone. But then Scott starts feeling super sick and stumbles outside. And who does he see? The same cabbie, just waiting there. He tries to get in the cab, but the door is locked. Super sketchy. And then bam, Scott just passes out cold on the ground, and the cab driver gets out and just stands over him. And then we see those elite hunting creeps loading some other poor people into a van. So messed up. So the next morning, Scott wakes up back in his hotel room with Carter and Justin. He has no idea how he even got there. He's like, where's Mike? And they're like, oh, he went off with Nikki last night and never came back. Scott tries calling him, but his phone's dead. They all think, no biggie, he'll show up. But we know the truth. Mike is totally a victim of the Elite Hunting Club. Cut to Mike, and he's waking up in that same creepy cell. He's freaking out, and then two guards come and drag him out. They tie him to a chair in the middle of this room, and get this, it's like a theater. There's a whole audience of rich psycho people sitting there, and they're gambling on him. Not on if he lives or dies, but on what he'll say. Like they're betting on whether he'll beg for his life, offer them money, or plead for his family. It's so twisted. So this torturer in a mask walks up and starts drawing on Mike's face with a marker. And Mike, terrified, starts begging, please, I have a family. And then you see one of the rich dudes in the audience stand up and cheer because he just won his bet. And then the torturer just takes a scalpel and literally peels the skin right off Mike's face. And the whole crowd is just watching and loving it like it's a big show. And this is where it gets even crazier than the other movies. Like in the first one, they just paid a flat price to kill someone. In the second, it was like an online auction. But now in this one, they're gambling on a living person's last words before they torture him. They've taken it to a whole new level of sick.
Okay, so Mike's friends remember that Nikki gave Justin her card. It has an address for a caravan park. So they drive over there, but her trailer is locked up tight. They're desperate to find Mike, so they just climb in through a window. While they're looking around, bam! Kendra shows up with some huge dude, and they've got a gun pointed right at him. Scott's like, whoa, we're just looking for our friend Mike. He left with Nikki last night, never came back. And Kendra's like, well, Nikki never came back either. Then we see what's happening to Nikki. She's in that same torture room, tied down, and some sicko client just dumps a whole jar of cockroaches all over her. They crawl into her mouth, and she suffocates to death. It's so gross. So Kendra pretends to help the guys find Nikki. And get this. Travis, the guy from the beginning, sends Carter a picture of Nikki and tells them to come to a location to get her. It's a total trap. As soon as they get there, they're knocked out and wake up in those same cells. And who's there? Victor! And he's like, yeah, we're all gonna die here. Then the guards come, but this time, they're for Justin. But check this out. Justin shows one of the guards a tattoo. It's the club's logo. And they just let him out of the cell. Turns out Carter and Justin were clients of the club the whole time. Scott is just completely shocked. Now, Justin is the one tied to the chair, and Carter is in the audience, watching. A masked girl comes in with a crossbow and just starts shooting Justin with arrows, finally killing him with one right in the head. Then comes the big finale. They strap Scott into the main torture chair, and who walks out to be his torturer? His best friend, Carter! Carter spills the beans on everything. He set this whole thing up because he's in love with Amy and couldn't stand her marrying Scott. His plan was to kill Scott, then go comfort Amy and marry her himself. So twisted. But just as Carter is about to kill him, Travis cuts Scott loose. A client paid extra to see a fight to the death. So Scott and Carter have this brutal fight, and Scott beats him bad and escapes. Meanwhile, Victor manages to break out of his cell and kills a guard, but then another guard kills him. A total disaster. Scott finds a room with all the dead victim stuff, finds a phone, and calls the cops. But Travis shows up, and the cops are already on their way, raiding the place. The clients are all trying to escape. Scott frees Kendra from her cell, but as they're running, Travis just shoots Kendra in the back, killing her. Then Travis attacks Scott, but Scott manages to get the upper hand and finally kills him. The guy who runs the whole place, Fleming, is about to drive away, but surprise! Carter was hiding in the back of his car. Carter kills him and takes the car. He sees Scott running out, so he jumps out, locks the main gate, and traps Scott inside right as the whole building explodes. So then we see Carter doing exactly what he planned, comforting a grieving Amy. He's about to stay the night, his sick plan totally working. But then, Scott walks in. He's not dead. He survived the explosion. They take Scott down to the basement and strap him into his own torture chair, and Scott gets his revenge, making him suffer for everything he did. And that's how the evil finally ends. Scott and Amy are back together, and the movie is over. What a crazy ride!